past few weeks has seen one of the largest human rights movements in the last decade, with significant numbers of people taking part in protesting. Racism is a topic that I haven't spoken about on here before, but I decided to use whatever little platform I have on this channel to do my part in spreading awareness. Staying silent in these times is part of the problem, and just not being racist isn't enough anymore. We all need to be actively against racism. We need to stand in the face of it and make everyone understand just how large of an issue racism still is. So we need to sign petitions, donate when we can, spread awareness and educate ourselves and others. And today I'm going to be recommending 6 films that really help with educating ourselves about the history and the current climate of racism today. The first film is Fruitvale Station. This was Ryan Coogler's first film. It has a courageous voice and a beating heart. This film is based on the tragic true story of Oscar Grant. As though he once spent time in prison, he's out now and he's trying his hardest to live a clean life and support his girlfriend and his young daughter. This story follows him as he takes his family and friends to San Francisco to watch the fireworks on New Year's Eve. However, on his way back home, there's an altercation with the police that starts to escalate. It's very focused on upending the idea of a young black man being a so-called thug. This is a deeply moving film about a young man simply going about his day. All the acting feels so real, and Michael B. Jordan does such an incredible job portraying Oscar Grant, which just makes that ending so much more heartbreaking. This will stay in your heart for a long time after the credits roll and will rattle you to your core. It's beautifully shot, the set design is so authentic, and I really do recommend this film if you want to learn about this story. Do the Right Thing is essentially a comedy at its core, but underneath the crust of this film, there is a loud and powerful voice by Spike Lee. Do the Right Thing is about an Italian pizza shop that will only showcase Italian actors on its wall of fame. However, when a pizza shop in a black neighbourhood only showcase black actors, the wall becomes a symbol of racism and tensions start to rise. The film reflects a simmering tension between all the races and cultures that live together in modern day America. This movie has such a positive message to show its audience, and just watching these characters argue, if you actually listen to what they're saying, is incredible. Showing how underlying racial tension can explode into chaos, all because of a tiny inconvenience. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's sad, and it's so many other things. Really do recommend this film. Selma is a beautiful period piece about the 1965 Selma to Montgomery marches, starring David Oyelowo as Martin Luther King Jr. What hits me about this film is simply how relevant it still is today. I love how it combines the personal, the political, and the historic in this superbly crafted story, and the weight of history gives Selma so much more emotional heft. It is spectacularly acted, narratively so satisfying, but is also so much more than just a film. This is history put on your screens, and we need so much more like this. Engrossing, entertaining, educational, and absolutely beautiful. Get Out is the film you've most likely seen on this list, and in the very literal sense, it shows the horrors of white supremacy. Chris is a black guy and he decides to meet his white girlfriend's parents during a weekend getaway for the very first time. He's very nervous, but things appear to be normal at first, although things get progressively stranger and stranger throughout the film. You don't see horror films very often with a thing like racism as the main villain, and somehow first-time director Jordan Peele makes it work really well, and he still manages to make it entertaining and really funny at times, even while maintaining a serious tone about race. And it isn't the excellent pacing that really caps this film off, or the strong characters, or the fantastic performances, or even the mastery of tone that Peele has in his first feature. It's the fact that this film never loses sight of its message and concept, and I respect that so much. If Beale Street Could Talk is one of my favourite films of all time. This film is set in the 1970s in Harlem, where Tish and Fonny have a dream of a future together, but unfortunately their plans are derailed when Fonny is arrested for a crime he didn't commit. It's a beautiful yet heartbreaking movie. I could talk about the score alone for days, but instead I'm going to talk about Barry Jenkins for a moment. Barry Jenkins is one of the best filmmakers working today. His passion for film and how he brings out the beauty in everyday life is stunning. Moonlight, again, is one of my favourites of all time. Both of these films are absolutely fantastic, but in If Beale Street Could Talk, Barry Jenkins takes you deep into the bones of the African American experience in America. This is filmmaking at its absolute finest. It's beautifully made. It's almost unbearably human in its examination of love and the tragedy of stolen freedom. It's a melancholic and painful poem with beautiful tones, and there is tenderness and hope in every single frame. I respect film so much that it takes something as painful and as serious as this, yet it still provides hope. And I think that is one of the most beautiful things in the world. When They See Us. Whew. This is one of the most devastating and hard to watch shows that's come out in recent time. When a jogger is assaulted and raped in a park, a group of young black boys are in the wrong place at the wrong time. They're all taken in, questioned, and put to trial for the assault and the rape of this woman. This is not a film. This is a miniseries on Netflix. And it will absolutely fill you with anger, frustration towards the American justice system. There are characters that you want to comfort and hug. There are characters that you simply just want to erase from existence. It's actually very distressing in its presentation of the lust for violence from America's police officers and staffing. It's violent, not easy to watch, but it's so important and so powerful. If you're going to watch any of the films on this list, watch When They See Us and try your best not to put your fist through the screen. So there are 5 films and a TV show that really helped educate me about the case of racism in today's world. Of course, I will never fully understand, but I want to do my best in learning about this really horrible side of humanity. I want to remind everyone to keep signing petitions, keep speaking up against this horrible injustice, and please donate when you can. I'll be leaving all the necessary links in the description below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.